Hello, my dear students. This is Mrs. Shayma Gharib and today's lesson about laws of indices. In today's video, we are going to talk about multiplying indices with the same base. Before you watch this video, you should watch Understanding Indices video and Adding and Subtracting Integers video. Are you ready? Let's start by revising some rules before you watch any video. First, you have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve the questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Look at the first example here. If I have 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 4, I can write 3 to the power of 2 or 3 squared as 3 times 3. And I can write 3 to the power of 4 as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is multiplying the 3 by itself 4 times. So when you look at the whole sentence together, I will find that I am multiplying the 3 by itself how many times? 6 times, as you can see. Which means if I want to rewrite this sentence using the index notation form, I'm going to write it as 3 to the power of 6. What do you notice here about the two indices above and the answer down? If you added the two powers together, you will get the power in the answer. Is this clear? So when we multiply indices with the same base, we keep the base as it is and we add the powers. Is this clear? It's really important to know this rule. We have to keep the base number as it is, which is the 3 in this case. And for the power, we add all the powers in the sentence. Is this clear? Let's go to more examples. The first example here, 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 3. And we said we're going to keep the base number, which is 2, and then we are going to add the powers. 5 plus 3 equals 8. So the answer, when we simplify this sentence, it will be 2 to the power of 8. Let's see the next example. 5 to the power of 7 times 5 to the power of negative 3. So we are going to keep the power, or we are going to add the power. We are going to add the powers. We are going to keep the base number, which is 5. Let's add together 7 plus negative 3. 7 plus negative 3. So when I add a negative number, it's the same as subtracting this number. So 7 minus 3 gives 4. So the answer will be 5 to the power of 4. Next example, I have 4 times 4 to the power of 8. What is the power here? The power of this 4 is power 1. Because we said before, if the number is raised to the power 1, I don't write it. It's the same as the whole number without any power. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. So the answer will be 4 to the power of 9. Next example, 6 times 6 to the power of negative 7. What is the power in the first 6? It's power 1. But I don't write power 1. So times 6 to the power of negative 7. I'm going to add now 1 plus -7, which means 1 minus 7. 1 minus 7 equals -6. So the answer will be, I will keep the base number as it is, which is number 6, to the power of -6. The last example, 8 to the power of -7 times 8 to the power of 7. I'm going to add the two powers and I'm going to keep the base number. So the answer will be 8 to the power of, let's add the two powers. -7 plus 7 equals what? Equals 0. What did we say about when I have a number raised to the power of 0? We said any number to the power of 0 equals 1. Don't forget this rule. It's really important. You are going to use it so many times in the indices problems. Now let's see a different examples. What if I have three numbers multiplied together? It's exactly the same. I will keep the base number, which is the 2, and I will add all the powers in the sentence. So the answer will be 2 to the power of, let's add 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus -4, which means -4, plus -4 means -4, equals 4. So the answer will be 2 to the power of 4. Now look at these examples. In this example, we have a missing power. 5 to the power of what? Times 5 to the power of -2 equals 5 to the power of 8. So I will ask myself, what number, when I add it to the -2, it will give me 8, which means what number, when I subtract 2 from it, because we said plus negative numbers, same as subtraction. So what number, when I subtract 2 or minus 2, equals 8? Of course, the number 10. 10 minus 2 gives 8. So the answer will be 5 to the power of 10 times 5 to the power of -2 gives 5 to the power of 8. In the next example, I have here, don't forget, power 1. And I have here power 3 and the missing power, and answer is 1. What do you remember about this one? It means 4 to the power of 0. So I need the sum of all the powers here to be a 0. So let's see. I have 1 here. 1 plus 3, 4. How to make the 4 0? Minus 4. So I'm going to add here a negative power, which is -4. So when I have 4 plus -4, which means 4 minus 4, it will give me 4 to the power of 0, which is 1. 6 times 6 to the power of -5 times 6 with the missing power equals 6 to the power of -6. So let's do exactly the same. I have here 1. So 1 plus -5 equals, it's the same as 1 minus 5, which is negative 4. So negative 4 plus what number gives negative 6? What do you think? It will be negative 2. So when you add all the powers now, you will get negative 6. 8 to the power of negative 9 times 8 to the power of negative 2 equals 8 to the power of, let's check together, negative 9 plus negative 2, which means negative 9 minus 2. So the answer will be negative 11. Is this clear? Let's go to more practice. I want all of you to try to do all the following examples on your own. So let's look at the first one. 3 times 3 to the power of 5. 7 times 7 to the power of negative 6. So the answer of the first one is 3 to the power of 6 because I added 1 and 5 gives 6. For the second example, 7 times 7 to the power of negative 6. What is the answer? Think of it. 7 to the power of negative 5. Why? Because I have 1 here. 1 plus negative 6 means 1 minus 6, which is negative 5. Next example, 9 to the power of negative 11 times 9 to the power of 11. When you add both numbers, negative 11, you will get 9 to the power of 0, which is 1 whole. Now look at this example here. 4 times 4 to the power of 2 times 4 to the power of negative 3. So when we add all the powers, the first power is 4, second power is 2, third power is negative 3. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 plus negative 3 means 6 minus 3, which is 3. So the final answer will be 4 to the power of, what do you think? 4 to the power of 3. The second example, 9 to the power of what? Times 9 to the power of negative 5 equals 9 to the power of 7. So what number plus negative 5 gives 7? Which means what number minus 5 gives 7? So you are going to add the 5 and 7, which is 12. So 9 to the power of 12. I have here power 1. So 2 times 2 negative power negative 6 times 2 to a missing power equals 2 to the power of negative 8. So I need all the powers here, or the 3 powers I have, to be negative 8. Let's do it together. 1, which is the first power, times 2 to the power of negative 6. I will add both powers together. 1 plus minus, or negative 6. So 1 plus negative 6, same as 1 minus 6, which is negative 5. So negative 5 plus what power gives negative 8, which is in here. So negative 5 plus negative 3. So the missing power here will be negative 3. All right. Let's go to the next one. 5 to the power of negative 3 times 5 to the power of negative 2 equals Let's do the addition. Negative 3 plus the negative 2 means negative 3 minus 2, which is negative 5. So the answer will be 5 to the power of negative 5. This is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for watching and see you soon.